Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, pilot Jack Rulin in Skycam 16, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark, and Joe Zone on sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening. The place TMI, the target 100 tons of nuclear fuel, some of it melted.
And the cost to clean that up, $300 million. That gives you an idea of just how big the job is to remove damaged fuel at the Dauphin County Nuclear Power Plant. Newswatch 16's Dan Fiorucci spent the day at 3 Mile Island, where workers are beginning the process of defueling.
For 6.5 years, it's been a radioactive no man's land of shattered and melted fuel rods. Now the scene inside 3 Mile Island's damaged Unit 2 reactor is about to change. Workers, each of whom will be exposed to the equivalent of a chest X-ray an hour, will start removing more than 100 tons of radioactive waste from inside the reactor vessel with long-handled tools.
There you go. You got it.
The operation is possible because the uranium core has cooled from 5,000 degrees at the time of the accident to just 80 degrees now.
We are supportive of the defueling efforts.
Even TMI opponents favor defueling. They don't want the island to become a permanent radioactive waste storage ground.
We're holding our breath and hope that certainly nothing goes wrong and that it is successful.
Defueling will be performed inside this sealed concrete building called the containment. The reactor core has lost so much radioactivity that there is no longer the threat of a meltdown as there was 6 years ago. And plant officials say nearby neighborhoods will get no increased dose of radiation.
We've not identified any activity here which would result in danger to the public.
It'll take about 1.5 years to defuel Unit 2. No one knows if after that defueling, GPU Nuclear will want to restart or even if they'll be able to restart that damaged unit. TMI Unit 1 has been operating for about 3 weeks now. Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16, 3 Mile Island.
The Environmental Protection Agency is recommending an $18,000 fine against the Greater Nanticoke Area School District. The EPA says the district is not complying with the federal asbestos removal law. Newswatch 16's Mark Davis reports the EPA announcement has caught the district by surprise.
The proposed fine stems from an EPA inspection last June. Superintendent Charles Davis took me to some of the spots the EPA looked at during that inspection. Davis showed me a part of an old crumbling wall which the EPA wants tested for cancer-causing asbestos in the Lincoln Elementary School. The district says it doesn't believe there is any asbestos in that wall, and $100,000 was already spent on asbestos cleanup and removal. Davis said he told that to the EPA in June.
And that we were not about to spend any more amount of money to have plaster tested or wood tested because it was friable. If the federal government came up with the money, we'd be more than glad to have that tested or the areas tested in question.
The $100,000 went for things like removal of asbestos around boilers like this one, and then re-insulating the pipes. The money was also spent for sophisticated testing in January 1984. At that time, the district junior high school had to be closed down for several days while the asbestos testing was done. While the district is being accused of not following the letter of the law, Davis says the buildings are safe.
In my mind, I'm certain that everything is safe as far as the asbestos is concerned. I had no qualms when I was notified that they were going to come in and inspect the buildings. In fact, I was happy that they were going to come in because we had all the asbestos removed.
Now, there's a bit of confusion tonight concerning that report from the EPA in Philadelphia. The EPA says the district has it. The district says it hasn't seen anything on paper as of yet. Once it is received, the EPA says there's likely to be some sort of agreement worked out between the two sides to bring the district up to code and to have them meet the requirements of the law. And many times in cases like this, according to the EPA, the fine is never paid. I'm Mark Davis, Newswatch 16, with a live report from the Wilkes-Barre newsroom. Karen, Nolan?
Newswatch 16 continues with a warning about burning leaves.
Plus, we'll talk to one truck driver who should have stayed in bed on this sunny Monday. Find
need something good to spread, and I'll tell you about my Earth Harvest bread. Bring your appetites. Let's do-si-do. I'm Grandpa Strowman, if you don't know. Try mine harvest of the good earth tonight. You'll taste nature's goodness in every bite. There's California raisin, mine wheat and soft rye, and 2 more in the family you ought to try. Mine buttertop white, mine wheat and bran.
They made me an Earth Harvest fan.
Double wrapped to keep the freshness within. I make sure the goodness is baked in.
Don't worry about me. I go through floods to bring you this offer.
What a day that was. We wanted to sell our house fast and for the right price, but Kim from our Century 21 office kept saying, don't worry, and she just wouldn't give up.
And then on the worst day ever, she brought us the best offer of all. How do you find people like that?
All you gotta do is pick up the phone. Put number 1 to work for you. Century 21.
Look what's new at Arthur Treacher's. Oven-broiled fish, baked potato. Oven-broiled fish, baked potato.
You're both right. Oven-broiled filet of fish and baked potatoes are both new at Arthur Treacher's. Fish filet is broiled to perfection, a light, delicious choice at Arthur Treacher's. And piping hot baked potatoes with butter.
A delicious oven-broiled filet of fish and a piping hot baked potato as a main course or in place of chips at no extra cost. At Arthur Treacher's. What a choice.
Firefighters in our area were kept busy today battling leaf and brush fires. One of them was in the Harding area of Luzerne County. Skycam 16 flew over this one and then assisted firefighters in the Hughstown area of Pittston Township in locating 2 separate fires burning within a mile of each other. Skycam then flew over a 4th fire burning in Lackawanna County at Pothole State Park along Route 6. Firefighters are asking you not to burn leaves on windy, dry days like today.
A rather unusual accident tied up traffic in a section of Scranton today. Newswatch 16's Mike Stevens says for 2 truck drivers, today was just one of those days.
Here's what it looked like in North Scranton from Skycam 16. They write songs about accidents like this, songs that go, rainy days and Mondays always get me down. That concrete beam is 93 feet long, too long it seems to make it around the I-81 off-ramp at Viewmont. A couple hundred feet down the road, another had the same problem trying to get onto Route 6 and 11. Truck driver Phil Grudy said it was all just one of those things.
It was a combination of a congested traffic area and a little bit of oversized length.
Phil told Scranton police the same thing, that he was right. It was just one of those things.
When these beams leave the yard, they are routed by routes put down by the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, and we must stay on those routes.
Well, to get Phil and the 4 other trucks in the convoy back on the road to their destination in Towanda, they finally called in a crane. Scranton police and flagmen kept traffic moving as well as they could. And like a child moving a toy trailer, the crane picked up the 40-ton beam and got it on the road. Phil just drove it away.
In a little over 2.5 years hauling this kind of length, it's the first time that I ever got hung up this bad.
It's a long way from Cressona, where these beams are made, out to Bradford County. Someone should have told these fellows the road gets longer when you drive it on a Monday.
This is a typical Monday for us. It's funny I didn't have about 3 or 4 flats on the way.
Mike Stevens, Newswatch 16, Scranton.
And Newswatch 16 continues with the Weather Watch.
Yes, and I think you have something more than just the forecast and figures
You are
tonight.
correct. I'd suggest that our viewers get a paper and pencil ready, because when we come back, I'm going to be giving them some information about our snowblower contest. And this year, we're giving away more than just a snowblower.
It'll work on your dandruff. Yeah, but I'm afraid it won't leave my hair the way I like it. Hey, this is great stuff.
Today's Head & Shoulders.
It's all I use. Okay.
Tough dandruff protection that works only on your scalp, not your hair. Gentle conditioners go there.
Tough on dandruff, right? But great on hair.
Today's Head & Shoulders. Dandruff care that's good for your hair.
Get cookin' and save up to 75 cents a pound on all Lancaster brand beef and pork roasts at Acme. This week only, you'll save up to 75 cents a pound on every beef roast, from rump and rib to bottom round. Save up to 75 cents a pound on every pork roast, too, including center-cut pork loin. So feast on the savings. All beef and pork roasts are reduced up to 75 cents a pound this week at Acme. And remember, this week all GE bulbs are half price at Acme.
It was a sophomore class in a Lackawanna County school that goes to the head of the class in our Newswatch 16 weekly news game. These 10th grade students at Mid-Valley High School in Troop won top honors in last week's test by answering most of the questions correctly. The math science class is taught by Mike Dudek, and our own Mike Stevens visited the class today to offer our congratulations for being up on current events as covered by Newswatch 16 and ABC's World News Tonight.
Terrific job. Now, out to the backyard where Tom Clark has some heavy machinery, I see.
Some heavy equipment, Karen, for sure. This year, we're going to be giving away 2 John Deere snowblowers. Now, this one here is the identical model that we gave away last year, 5 horsepower. It has a 7-speed transmission. Now, this one here, the other, is a lightweight model, 3 horsepower, and it's more suitable for smaller driveways and pavements. Now, the winner of our contest gets to choose either one. And also, along with that, 100 runner-ups will get John Deere caps, corduroy, and they're kind of nice. Now, here's how you can enter to win. On a postcard or the back of an envelope, print your name, address, and phone number, and the date and nearest hour when the first inch of snow will have fallen in our backyard. Address your entry to Snowblower Contest, WNEP TV, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton Airport, Avoca, Pennsylvania, 18641. And we will not open envelopes, either a postcard or the back of an envelope. Please write down your prediction. Now, in case of a tie, the winner and the runner-up will be drawn at random from all the winning entries. And a drawing from all of the entries will determine who gets the John Deere cap. And the equipment is supplied to us by our good friends up there at Mountaintop Lawn and Tractor Company. Now, from my backyard, clear overhead. The full moon is rising in the east and the temperature is dropping fast. It's down to 44 now. Make it 43. I told you, real fast. 30% humidity, the wind north at 9, and the barometer is rising from 30.3. High here today, 49 degrees. The morning low, 40. One of the coolest days we've had so far this season. 80, the record high set 1 year ago. And a view from the southern end of Monroe County. Got a satellite view. Take a look at Hurricane Juan in the Gulf of Mexico, the eye of that hurricane just south of Louisiana. You can see right there. Winds still at 85 miles per hour. It's on a very slow, erratic drift. Now, we don't know which way it's going, but rainfall amounts could exceed 10 inches along this part of the Gulf Coast in the next 24 hours. Look at the clouds spreading north from this hurricane. Right now, it looks as though this dry Canadian air mass will dominate right through midweek. However, let's not rule out the possibility of some rain coming our way from that hurricane. Tonight, a chiller. Maybe a 2-blanket night in the countryside. The full hunter's moon overhead. 24 in Troy, Carbondale about 30, Mountaintop about 26 tomorrow morning. In Coltmont 31, Jersey Shore 29. The wind will stay from the north and it'll be dying down later on. Here's your sunrise time for a Tuesday morning. How about 6:31? And the sun sets at 5:02 tomorrow evening or tomorrow afternoon. Now, clear tonight, 28 will be the low here in Avoca tomorrow morning, probably down to the lower and middle 20s outside in the valleys. Now, 51 for the high tomorrow, another beautiful day. Wednesday, partly cloudy, 56. Clouding up on Thursday, perhaps our next chance of rain coming on Friday. Week-long temperatures will be in the 50s. Last year, the first inch of snow fell on the 29th of November here.
That's right, yeah.
Let's see if we're in for any surprises this year.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Blood donors turned out today in record amounts to make the best one-day collection ever in the Wilkes-Barre Scranton area. And the American Red Cross says the blood donated today is really needed. Officials tell us blood donations have been down lately, making for an emergency. Part of the problem, the fear of AIDS. The Red Cross says that should not be a concern. A local radio station, Warm, helped to draw in these blood donors. The amount of blood collected today here at the Scranton State General Hospital and at the Blood Center in Hanover Township will help about 500 people.
All right, nice going.
They always need more, too.
Absolutely. Tim Carlson is in next for Joe Zone on the Sports Watch with the new Super 16 high school football rankings.
Plus, one more look at the new baseball world champs. The Sports Watch is next.
Helen, do we have any more aspirin?
I was going to buy some on sale Wednesday.
It's only Monday. How about some cough syrup?
Cough syrup's on sale tomorrow, dear.
Darling, we do have some nose drops.
We will, dear. They're on special this weekend.
This weekend. I will be dead by then.
You did ask me to try and save money.
Save money.
At Revco Discount Drug Centers, we have low discount prices every day on everything you need when you need it.
Helen, I can breathe.
If you're ready for the powerful pro-quality alternative, listen up. That's an easy starting echo you hear. An easy starting rugged echo you hear. And it'll make a pro out of you.
I hear you.
Take it from Dick Butkus.
The Echo Power Chainsaw, available at West End Lawn and Garden, Kresgeville, and Dave Moss Machinery, Sweet Valley.
Our free CPR classes are underway at various locations throughout northeastern and central Pennsylvania. We stopped by today at Moses Taylor Hospital in Scranton, where these people are learning how to be lifesavers. They're taking the course in cardiopulmonary resuscitation that's offered by WNEP and the American Heart Association. Thousands have signed up to take the free CPR classes, but there's still room for you. If you want to learn how to become a heart saver, you can write to the American Heart Association at 71 North Franklin Street in Wilkes-Barre. The zip is 18701, but to register, you must write by November 1st. That's this Friday.
A tough weekend for some of our ranked high school teams, Tim.
Yeah, and a tough weekend for Joe. He took the day off, so that's why we're here. Although I don't know how he did on his picks or anything like that. Oh, he doesn't do that. That's right. 4 of last week's Super 16 clubs lost over the weekend, so that makes for a major reshuffling in this week's poll and 2 teams dropping out. Here we go. Number 16, Crestwood. They are 8-1. They're a new entry and leaders in the Wyoming Valley Conference Division 3. Number 15 is Tri-Valley, a big 9-0, another newcomer. They won over previously unbeaten Southern Columbia. Number 14 is Troy. They are 8-0. At number 13, the Tigers fall 10 spots, Southern Columbia losing to Tri-Valley. At number 12, Milton, they move up 1 slot. They are 9-0. Stroudsburg at number 11 continues to roll. They move up 3 spots. At number 10, Williamsport sliding up 1 space. They were winners over Valley West. Number 9, Pottsville steps up 1 with a win over Shikellamy. Number 8, Berwick, the Bulldogs won big over Pittston area. They climb up 1 spot. Valley View in the 7th slot, last week's number 2 team. They fall after losing to Dunmore. Number 6 is Wyoming area. They stay put. They didn't play. Number 5, Loyal Sock takes 3 steps up. They beat arch rival South Williamsport. Number 4, the Cavs of East Stroudsburg make a 3-spot move up also. They were big winners over Notre Dame. Number 3 is Blue Mountain. They continue to win and move up, this time 2 spaces as they beat Mount Carmel. Number 2, the Coughlin Crusaders are on the move up also. They shut out GAR to make it here. And for the 5th week in a row, the Bucks are the best. Dunmore keeping its hold on the top spot in the Super 16 with a tough win over last week's number 2 team, Valley View, Friday night. The Bucks winning that one at Valley View Stadium 23-12 and just about shoring up an Eastern Conference playoff spot, barring any stunning defeats, of course, in the next few weeks. The longest baseball season in history is over, and after the way things went last night for the Cardinals in Game 7 of the World Series, they are probably most glad it's finished. Kansas City with an 11-0 rout to win the series and become the first team in history to lose the opening 2 games at home and come back to win. John Tudor burned early by the Royals. Darryl Motley's long 2-run homer in the 2nd made it 2-0. Tudor left in the 3rd after a bases-loaded walk, but Kansas City continued to score. 2 more runs off Bill Campbell made it 5-0. And Brett Saberhagen, the series MVP, held St. Louis to 5 hits while his team added 6 more runs, and the Royals won 11-0. And the World Series was theirs 4-3. And the hometown folks didn't waste any time honoring their champions. An estimated 300,000 lined a 2-mile parade route in downtown Kansas City today. I don't think they know how to throw confetti, though. 40,000 pounds of this stuff fell on, and it literally fell in clumps on the 1985 World Champions. Sounds like fun for the cleanup crew tomorrow. They're going to get some overtime money for that. Got to teach those people how to do that, though. According to his lawyer, Billy Martin knew when he was hired for the 4th time as Yankee manager last April it wouldn't be for long. Eddie Saper says George Steinbrenner made it very clear that Lou Piniella was being groomed as the future manager, and didn't know if Billy would manage 1 or 2 years before yielding to Lou. Well, yesterday, well less than a year after Martin's rehiring, he was canned and Piniella got the job.
I'm happy. I'm sad in one respect in that I'm taking a man's job that I coached for and that I played for. I learned a heck of a lot of baseball from Billy, and I'm certainly appreciative of that. But as far as managing the ball club, I'm happy, and I'm certain that I can do a good job.
No word from Billy yet on being the only manager in history to be fired 4 times by the same team. I think Billy might have been around for another year, but the fight with Ed Whitson in Baltimore a few months ago did him in.
Yeah,
Monday Night Football tonight at 9, San Diego and the L.A. Raiders.
Okay, see you later.
Thanks,
We'll
Tim.
see you after that. Thanks, Tim.
Newswatch 16 continues with a way to keep things from getting out of hand.
We'll show you a new use for a traffic light, and it's nothing to do with the controlling the flow of cars and trucks.
Now, Chevy announces finance savings up to $1,524 on new 85 S10 Blazer, America's most popular sport utility vehicle. Choose InstaTrack 4-wheel drive, available V6, all the comforts. Save up to $1,060 on new 85 S10 pickup and Maxi Cab 2. Get big 8.8% finance savings on any new 85 Chevy S10 in dealer stock. But this offer is for a limited time.
Now more than ever, we've got what you're looking for.
For a limited time, Wendy's breakfast is yours for a song.
Only
Wendy's French toast is now 99 cents. 99 cents for a scrambled egg platter, too.
Only Wendy's alone has
Our breakfast sandwich, 99 cents. Wendy's breakfast, yours for a song.
Everyone knows a red traffic light means stop. So officials at an elementary school in Monroe County took the highway into the hallway in order to put the brakes on excessive noise. Newswatch 16's Valerie Devine drove to Broadheadsville to see and hear how it's working.
When you first walk into the Chestnut Hill Elementary School cafeteria, you notice something's different. Unlike most school cafeterias bustling with chatter, this one's relatively quiet, and this is why.
This is the cafeteria traffic light. It has a red, yellow, and green traffic light just like any other traffic light, only this light is sound sensitive. If it's really quiet in here, the light is green. As it gets louder, the light turns yellow, and if it's really loud, the light turns red. To the kids here, this light is boss. When it's yellow, the teacher on duty gives the kids a warning.
Not a whisper, not a voice for 2 minutes.
And if the light turns red, what do?
You be quiet.
Do these guys mind being quiet? Well, that depends. But they do agree the light is a big help.
It helps the kids learn that it's better to be quiet when the teacher says to be quiet.
Thank you, Valerie. Good idea.
That's a good idea.
And that's our report for now.
Be sure to join us tonight on The Update. We'll see you then.
Enjoy your evening.